Hi, this is Alexis from the Kiteboarder magazine. I'm here at the Slingshot booth. This man needs no introduction, but this man is Alex, and we're going to go right through into the kites. Where are we at, gentlemen?
All right, we're going to start off with the Z kite that's right above us here. It's a new line that we have for our schools and beginners, and it also advances into intermediate to advanced riders. It's a very simplistic kite. We have direct connect bridles with it, so the overall kite is just simple as you can get. Very easy relaunch and very easy use. Ride and go.
Very, very nice. Now, what size does this kite come in?
The kites come in at 6, 9, 11, and 13. The reason for the range between the 6 to the 9 is because kites have a lot of low end to high end power, and they shut down very well. So we didn't want to have too close of a range on the smaller ends just because of how much power those kites have in the overall.
Very nice. Now, let's move on to the next kite you guys have.
All right, the next one that we need to introduce is the RPM. Kite already speaks for itself. It's 4th generation kite. We're going into the 5th this year at the 2013. Kites are already pretty much to the perfected state, so we've done very subtle refinements working closely with Yuri. Kite overall just has basics of what you would see with everything else from last year's, other than the fact that we've tuned up a little bit on the bridles and the shape of the kite. Kites come from 4.5 this year. We got 4.5, 6 meter, 7 meter, which is last year's new one. Now we have the whole line going 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 14. The 12 meter has been upsized just a hair to give a little more power for those riders that felt like they didn't have enough on the 12, and the same with the 14.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next kite.
All right, what do we have next here? Let's go off to the Rally. The Rally's in the back here. The Rally has completely been changed up from last year. It's a more advanced kite from last year's. It has a broader range of wind range for riding. Makes the kite a lot easier for wave riding, for my perspective and everybody else's that have tried it out. They have the new Connect Forward attachment, which makes the kite easier to shut down, and then you have the flex tips on the end, which helps the kite sheet out wind when you have a little bit of overpowering. The reason for the mini struts is to help lock in the wingtips as well, giving a lot more power on the kite in rotation. It's a faster kite too, so you can ride it a size down from last year. So if you had a 9 meter last year, you could ride an 8 and it would work in the same wind range.
So let's move on to the next kite.
All right, the next kite we got here is the Fuel. Everybody knows about the Fuel. It's one of our core kites from Slingshot. It's been around since 2002. This year's Fuel has had subtle refinements. What's basically done here is we've allowed the kite to have a more wind range and low end grunt. It's also tied in the sizes a lot closer, allowing you to ride them into a more various wind range that you have. The biggest and the last is our turbine. It's the latest and greatest of what we developed to the light wind characteristics of kites. You have Connect Forward on this one as well. We have 3 struts with the turbine, and it has a wind range from about 5 knots to 17, 18 knots. It overall is pretty much your ideal light wind kite.
So let's talk about the bar here.
All right, the new 2013 Slingshot bar. As you can see, we've changed it up where you got black on one side, white on the other. It makes it very apparent to see the difference between the two sides that you're holding on to. We've added the new Volcano top right here, allowing no chafe on the fingers anymore. Used to get people scraping their fingers on this. It keeps a solid and clean spread, so you have a better grip on the kite and you actually know where it's at from feel. It's a polished metal that also has a coating over it, allowing it to be a lot smoother on the rope, reducing the chafe overall. There's actually no chafe that comes off this new bar so far, and it works great. We've also added on these new lock-on lines ends, so people that are used to tying off their lines don't have to do that anymore. They just wrap, flip them right over. The quick release system is here. We've had this for 3 years now. This is our 3rd year with it. It's very simple and easy to use. You just pull and release, and it goes just as simply to reset. Right back in there. Easy as it can be shown.
Now, what size does this bar come in?
The bar comes in 3 different sizes. We have a 17, a 20, and a 23-inch bar. With the 17-inch, it's on 20-meter lines. With the 20-inch bar, we have 23-meter lines, and on the 23-inch bar, we have 27-meter lines. We this year have added the labeling on the bar onto the floats instead of on the side, making it more simpler for the people just to find out instead of having to dig around finding where it's at. And everything else you can see is still the same guts because the bar has worked perfectly over the time. Swivel top system, and we have the CSS, which is our center safety release system, and that pretty much shuts the kite down to one line, completely flagging it down.
So if they want to find out more information about this, where can they find more information about not only the bar, but all the different kites you talked about?
You can visit us at slingshotsports.com or visit our website at Facebook, which is Slingshot Kite.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.